as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The people's voice. Make your voice count.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue, the show that goes beyond the surface, exposes the cracks, the corruption, and the silence in Nigeria's education system. Edu Dialogue, Saturdays, 3 p.m., only on VOP TV. We break the biggest stories, from missing funds to policy failures. We ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyo Sarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging. Picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV, live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Join Moses, Chukuma, and Fina on Voice of the People TM. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight On Voice of the People Television, let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Well, start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
Good morning and welcome to VOP This Morning. Now, this is the midweek edition of Voice of the People Television This Morning Show. I am Chukwuma Okoro. Thanks for joining us. And in the next 2 hours or thereabout, we'll take you through very interesting and trending stories. What happened in Nigeria? Well, on the table, Ecowas declares state of emergency in West Africa as Senate approves President Tinubu'S request to deploy troops in Benin Republic. Rivers Governor Sim Fubara dumps PDP. Defects to APC, Association Governor Ademola Adeleke, the dancing governor, dumps PDP for Accord Party. And Malami, former Attorney General of the Federation, spends night at EFCC headquarters as probe of 46 bank accounts intensifies. Now, these are the major topics of discussions. Come along with us. Let's take you around the country.
Well, yes, of course, come along with us and let's dissect these issues together. Talking about Nigeria, the political space in Nigeria. And with more defections and Adeleke going to the Accord Party, one asks, what is left of the PDP? That question will continue to arise until, like I told someone this morning, I think the PDP has completely disintegrated. But anyway, away from all of that conversation, there are other issues that we will talk about this morning, but I'll let Fina lead us into those other conversations. I am Moses Humphrey. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Mo, for that. I'm Fino Kechiku, and talking about other trending stories. The supporters of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Anambra State, staged a protest. And some will ask, why? Over their exclusion from federal appointments. If people in Anambra could stage a protest, we want to ask what is going to play out in Akwa Ibom, where the governor Owenu said, if you're not part of the APC, my dear, forget about you getting any appointment or even award from him, because according to him, he's just APC and nothing. But the members of APC in Anambra State, they claim that they have been sidelined despite helping Bola Ahmed Tinubu secure victory in the 2023 elections. A video of the demonstration shared on X, formerly Twitter, showed protesters marching with placards demanding their fair share of recently announced ministerial and ambassadorial positions. Anambra State remains a stronghold of the opposition All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. Yet, local APC members argue that their votes contributed significantly to President Bola Tinubu's win. They insist that loyal supporters deserve representation in key federal roles and warn that continued exclusion could weaken the party's influence in the region. I saw this video, and the first thing I asked, okay, wow, are we just waking up at this point? Because when people are protesting their exclusion from ambassadorial position or other appointment, even ministerial position and all that, it speaks to what I call entitlement mentality. That you are part of the people that, or you think your vote counted or you voted in, the president, doesn't really mean that you have to look away from the issue of competence before talking about party membership. Although we have some people who are defending the president's ambassadorial list, saying that he had to pick his cronies and allies and people who have worked for him or who have in one way or another lent a helping hand to him to make sure he got to the position where he is today. So it's more like a way to compensate those that play their cards well and all that. But this is becoming too many, if you ask me. Yes, it is. The Anambra State APC candidate for the just concluded gubernatorial election in that state also some time ago was of the opinion that it doesn't really get a good support from the party. Reason being that maybe someone have already said, we're giving you this, our mandate and all that. We saw what played out. Even during the time that there was a flag off in that state, some persons did not really, appear, or like what we see playing out in other states that is being governed by APC governors. So that speaks actually to the fact that it's more like the party itself understands that the grip of APGA in Anambra is still very strong and it might not be able to break it, you understand? But if you ask me, I would say the protest is becoming one too many. And I don't really think at this point that you need to protest for you to make your opinion. If you think actually that you're working for or you work for the president and maybe you'll be sidelined, why not write a mail? Why not go visit him? Someone wrote a letter to the president some time ago and said, dear president, call back your minister to order. He is disintegrated our party. So why not find a way to do the same thing? But anyway, let's see how it turns out. Let's see if the APC, the people at the helm of the affair will look at what is happening in Anambra and include them. But if you ask me that, and I think Anambra have one person too on this ambassadorial list. Yeah.
The question is he a member of the APC?
We're looking at competence, not the party thing, if you ask me.
Okay, I think that's the way we have structured our politics. You said they should have written a letter. We have different tracks, of making known your demands, to the people in government. I find this somehow disturbing because it takes away from us the purpose of governance, the purpose of politics. Now, and you said have a sense of entitlement. Well, that is what it is, and that is what it has become for us. People vote for people, not because they are good, not because they have something to offer, but because of the benefits they expect to derive from that person, And when you come to our local politics, we have what we call stakeholders. Now, the stakeholders are the people who will sit together and say, look, this is the person that will go to represent us. Why? Because he is the one that is capable of taking care of our interests. Our interests, not the interest of the people, not the interest of the community. And the moment we structure our politics along these lines, every other person will fall into shape. But I'm not surprised that this is coming because the president, when he went to the Southeast to campaign during the 2023 elections, he said, look, if you don't support APC, you get a soaked slice of bread. And that is what essentially the Southeast has received. We had how many ambassadorial nominees, and the first list, Southwest got 12, Southeast got 5. South even got 3, and all of that. So that is the way our politics has been structured. You support me, it's more like quid pro quo. This is what you get if you give me this. So basically, we don't elect people into office because they are the right people that will work for society. They are the right people that will fund our hospitals. They are the right people that will fund our schools. They are the right people that will build roads for us. No, because they are the right people that will give us contracts. It's personalization of politics. That is what it has become. The people in Anambra, well, I don't know how many of you that the president is going to appoint into federal positions, but it's also good that they have made known your position. I just hope and I pray that the president will look your direction and probably do something. And probably you have to start attacking the president because just understand that the president is open to, bringing closer people who are, people who are adept at attacking him. Okay. You can talk of FFK, you can talk of Reno Mokri, you can talk of Daniel Bwala.
Reno did a roundabout a long time ago.
Maybe they have to start and at some point do a roundabout. so that is the track they will use in getting attention from the president. So be it for them.
Oh my, but I had to try to remind myself of how the 2023 elections went. If memory serves me right, I think Peter Obi
cleared a number. Exactly, that was the point I missed. It's good that you brought in this perspective.
And if I had to do a lot, I looked up a few things as well. From the 613,861 votes from Anambra, Peter Obi got about 584,621 of the votes, which left APC Tinubu with 5,111 votes.
And PDP also.
Sorry, yes, and
PDP.
PDP got 9,000, so
9,000.
more than
the APC.
What the APC got, 9,036 votes. So, but this is just to state the facts. when they say we are not getting recognition for our votes, our campaign, yes, they probably, voted for the president. I think what they are doing is to bargain as we get into the coming year and 2027. I think that's what they're doing. They're trying to say, look, we're here for you, we support you, and we will vote for you in 2027.
Okay, so that
they can get some, I don't want to say crumbs, but get something.
But if you check
from
their
the
numbers,
national
I think
team.
they are very minute.
No, this is a group.
Okay, this one just...
It's a group that can mobilize others if they have the capacity to do that. So it's just, drawing attention. Yeah, that's why they didn't write a letter, to answer your question. Because
but I think the letter would be more
effective.
No,
they are
I think the protest is more effective.
It's more effective because there are too many letters out there. Too many letters. So which one will he read?
He will get lost in editorials and the rest of it. But protests, we'll see them on TV, and yes, we're talking about them now. And the president can say, okay, who are these people? Okay,
call their leader.
Yes,
why is it that their state, what's it called, the man who, the guy, Nicholas Ukachukwu,
for the Anambra elections.
Yeah, for the Anambra elections. Why is it that he didn't call
that's
them?
A different
I think he would have called them, or rather, they would have gone to him for a
and give him and he'll give them appointments
and discuss with him further so that he would champion their opinion the way it should be. Because he was one. I think he was the one who happens to be at the helm when he asked me about the APC in Anambra State. He was so vocal about how they are going to get the votes for the president, in 2027 and every other thing. So I was hoping or thinking that they would have first of all run it by him and every other person that's...
Well, you never can tell. Maybe they did and he just asked them to go ahead. The man himself is struggling for political survival. He lost woefully, and it looks like PDP even abandoned him. No big wigs went to campaign for him. And, the election went the way it went. Anyway, let's move away from that and get into another interesting story. Officers of the Nigeria Police Force on Tuesday fired tear gas canisters at members of the Coalition of Indigenous FCT Contractors. I like that name. Coalition of Indigenous FCT Contractors, who were protesting an alleged unpaid debt of 5.2 billion naira owed them by the Federal Capital Territory Administration, FCTA. While the contractors had arrived early at the FCTA Secretariat in Abuja, blocking the main entrance with a truck while chanting the name of Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister, and demanding immediate payment for projects they said were fully executed and verified. While security operatives cordoned off the entrance to prevent the protesters from accessing the premises. After a standoff that lasted several minutes, the police officers fired multiple rounds of tear gas to disperse the crowd, forcing many protesters to flee the area. While speaking after the confrontation, Chuka Mojindo, leader of the coalition, said the debt covers public works ranging from drain the silting and sewage evacuation to medical supplies, school furniture, borehole drilling, and other community projects. According to him, all the contracts were duly inspected, verified, and forwarded for payment, but the minister has allegedly refused to authorize the final release of the funds. You'll recall that about a week ago, some contractors laid a coffin in front of the finance ministry in Abuja to symbolize how their members had been dying due to non-payment for completed jobs. I just noticed something interesting here. They say coalition of indigenous contractors of the FCT.
Yes, those are the ones of the FCT. Well, I know indigenous contractors are the ones that have been protesting for the longest time.
No, the word indigenous.
Indigenous, yes, because we have
local and foreign contractors.
Yes.
They say indigenous contractors of the FCT. So I was thinking whether it is the Wari people. The Buhari people originally owned Abuja, whether it's the Buhari people. But curiously, the leader, the spokesperson is Chuka Mojindo, an Igbo man. So do we have a situation where
Nigerian contractors? I think that should
have been Nigerian contractors or local contractors. Local contractors. Because if they say indigenous, you speak to maybe the Buhari people. And I was wondering whether FCTA, you can just get in there and acquire citizenship, maybe after like 2 years or what. It's a good thing for us. I mean, if we are progressing in that direction, what it means is that one day you might become the mayor of one of those LCDAs if you are in Abuja. But point noted, the fact of it is this: why are you owing contractors paltry 5.2 billion naira? For jobs duly verified and executed by the FCTA and the FCTA. So why don't you pay them? And you are doling out large sums of money to build houses, buy cars for judges and all of that. And you are building roads, beautiful, you are building roads. But people that have done jobs, why don't you just pay them? The other day, they protested before in front of the finance ministry, carrying coffins, to depict how their members are dying, due to non-payment of jobs. Some of these funds might have been borrowed from banks, from friends and relations, and the interest is compounding. Yet you are not paying them, and you have been taken out of remitter, which means that you have access to funds. You don't make approvals, you don't make applications to anybody to release funds for you. And when they come, you shut them out. You don't even want to listen to them. And the next thing, boom, police fires tear gas canisters. That's inhuman. What is it? It's all about business. If you go to a shop, will you go there and pick up a good and walk out without payment? Nobody does that. So if these people have executed those jobs, please just pay them so that we'll get past all of this. It's not encouraging. The other day we saw coffin in front of the Federal Ministry of Finance, and you have foreign media, beaming, searchlight on that. And when somebody turns out to say your country is a disgraced country, everybody will jump on the queue. Oh, no, you don't insult us, our sovereignty and all of that. But you don't act right. Respect, they say, begets respect. That's it.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. It's appalling. It's appalling that this is happening. Even the holy books say the laborer is deserving of his wages. So if they have labored and you verified that the jobs done were up to standard, then they should be paid. The fact that people are continually protesting non-payment and they see government officials living flamboyant lifestyle, this is just a recipe for disaster, because some of these individuals, if they have the heart for it, can decide to take laws into their hands or join some militant group or something, or encourage some militant group to rise against the government. I mean, these are the things that we do that push people to the brink. And it's not wise that such things are allowed to continue. If they have done their jobs, they should be paid. They should be paid. I don't know why Fina is chocolate, but it's inhumane. Yes, that's the word that Chukuma used. Inhumane indeed, and it's very unfortunate.
Man's inhumanity to man. I am surprised that you people are surprised over what is playing out, but all the same, it's not the first time. If doctors also could protest and also embark on strike over the poor welfare, and also the fact that they are the place that they're working is not conducive and all that, then ordinary person like me, what is left of me? If Nigerians should protest hunger and then you arrest them and charge them for treasonable felony and all that, and what again is there to talk about? If people are protesting things, I recall also that we have this protest. It's part of a fundamental human right to do or to protest. And these people who are protesting, they were not armed. They were just there to protest, pay me my wage, which I know, everyone understands that it took some time for it to be displayed on the cover page of the national dailies, that it got to a point more like, what is happening? Why are we spending millions of money to showcase the work well done? And the people that did or carry out this work, you have to pay them. And next other thing you have to do is to use police, to use tear gas canisters to displace them. And tomorrow, when maybe those policemen must have finished serving the country, and then they will not receive their own pension and graduating, like we see some people, veterans who are protesting. And when I refuse to talk about or helping or talking about that and the protest, people will think maybe I'm being...
It also ties to the Adamawa protest, where women came out and protest. Then the killings, the attacks by bandits.
They were just shot.
It's very...
By soldiers.
I was watching
who
that
are meant
on
to protect
television
them
yesterday, and I'm like, how? What Nigerians are going through is disturbing, to say the least. Very disturbing. You're being attacked from the fringes, and then you say, okay, you want to raise awareness. So the government, whose responsibility it is to protect you, is aware that you are being attacked. Your children are being kidnapped and killed. Your sisters are being kidnapped and killed. Your husbands are being killed as well. And you carry leaves, which symbolizes peace. And you say, look, we are being attacked. And someone in uniform, allegedly, I'll use that word, allegedly, a soldier, because I think the military is, trying to dissociate itself from that.
They will always do that.
Yeah. So someone in uniform opens fire. So it's like you're being killed from here, and then you run here for safety, and you're being killed from that angle as well. If care is not taken, the people will take the law into their hands. And when they do, like my colleague would always say, one day this country will unravel. And when it does, God help us.
Maybe God will be playing golf that day, and he will not be available to help. Moses, I'd like to say something. You said, and people dressed in uniform. I would like to amplify it and qualify it. The same government that is supposed to protect you turns around to be the one killing you. It's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Oh, well. The Borno State Governor, Babagana Zulum, on Monday stormed the Minawayo refugee camp in Cameroon's far north region with a cash return pledge announcing that every Nigerian who fled Boko Haram attacks and is willing to return home will receive 500,000 naira from his administration. Addressing thousands of displaced residents, Zulum insisted that security in Borno, especially Goza axis, has significantly improved, claiming that coordinated military operations and community-based security structures have been restored. Normalcy has returned. Well, the governor of Cameroon's far north region, Mijinyawa Bakary, applauded Zulum's repeated interventions in the camp, describing him as a rare example in leadership. Bakary noted that Zulum's hands-on involvement has helped stabilize refugee conditions and boosted cooperation between both countries in counterterrorism and civilian protection. Well, during the visit, Governor Zulum inspected farmlands allocated to Nigerian refugees. Nigerian refugees were given farmlands in Cameroon. Interesting. And now, their only means of survival, the farmlands are their only means of survival. Now, many have lived in Minawayo for nearly 10 years, unable to return due to recurring ISWAP, Boko Haram, now bandits attacks back home in Nigeria. Well, Governor Zulum pledged irrigation kits. So if you don't want to come back, you don't want to take 500, let me encourage your business. I'll give you kits. Irrigation kits, boreholes, farm support, insisting that restoring economic dignity is key to convincing refugees that life beyond the camp is possible. Governor Zulum maintained that camps in neighboring Cameroon, Niger, Chad must gradually shut down as conditions in Borno improve, despite criticism from rights groups who argue that returnees remain vulnerable and basic services in many communities are still absent. Well, the story goes on and on, but we are running out of time. But I applaud what the governor is doing. It's a good move on the surface, trying to support Nigerians that have fled due to insecurity, because he and other governors and the federal government have been unable to curb the insecurity in Nigeria. So these Nigerians have fled, and so he's trying to support them. Like, look, if you can't come home, if you want to come home, but I wonder the cash incentive, though. I wonder, but anyway, he's trying to support their lives over there. But there are camps in Nigeria too. Let's ensure that those camps are shut first. Let's ensure that those who have been displaced, either in Borno or Benue or Plateau or anywhere else in Nigeria, return to their ancestral lands. And then those outside will come back. No, if you are ensuring that they return, then you will drive those who have occupied the place. So if you ensure that, look, those lands are vacated by those who happened on them, then the people can return. And then those outside Nigeria can see, because they watch the news as well. They can see and say, okay, normalcy has truly returned. Let's go back. And I'm sure not all of them will want to come back anyway.
I think that was the question that hit me first. Don't we have IDP camps in Borno State? Have all of them been resettled to their homes? So why pick Cameroon and all of that? Well, it's a very serious question that maybe someone has to answer. Let's get into the papers quickly before we get into the main discussion itself. I have here with me the Daily Independent with the window headlines. Out-of-school children pose national emergency. That's coming from the Vice President, Shetima. Says education budget shot up to 3.52 trillion naira under Tinubu. Fubara finally dumps PDP, the hot news in town. The hottest news in town, as a matter of fact, joins APC, cites need for stability. The big story, indigenous shipping fleet near collapse due to CVFF stagnation. Senate okays Tinubu's deployment of troops to Benin Republic. Ecowas declares state of emergency in West Africa. Nigeria unveils lucrative mining incentives to lure global investors. Alake announces over $2 billion inflows into lithium rare earth projects. NNPC E&P, that's Exploration and Production Limited, hits record 355,000 barrels per day production. Good news. Kidnapping school children, lesser evil than killing soldiers. That's coming from Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. He's going to join us on the morning show this morning. Now, festive season, demand, limited aircraft skyrocket airfares. And the bottom strip headline, Tinubu rolls out programs to position youth for global competitiveness. And that's it from the Daily Independent. Well, and that's how far we can go on newspaper headlines this morning. At 10 o'clock, Moses and I will return for extended review of newspaper stories, headlines and inside stories. Now, we'll go on a short break, and when we return, ECOWAS declares a state of emergency in West Africa as Senate approves President Tinubu's request to deploy troops in Benin Republic. Join us again, we'll be right back.
Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Well, start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your number one celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyo Sarati is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now, you have more than a voice.
In a world where power shifts its every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Join Moses, Chukuma, and Fina on Voice of the People TM. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television. Don't just react, understand. Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People Television.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
Hi, my name is Tosin Mohammed. I'm a gospel artist. Keep watching VOP TV.
Almighty Father, you are the mighty Redeemer. We've come to worship at your feet, oh Lord. This is Ayotunde Adejimo, chilling with you on the Voice of the People TV. Don't touch that remote. You are where God wants you to be. Listening to the Voice of the People TV.
The Bible says we should give thanks in all circumstances. And all circumstances include the good times and the bad, the high times and the low, the times when everything look as if they are going well, and those times when Enugbe, the ground is dry like the sand in the desert. Those times when you feel like giving up, you should give thanks still. My name is Jeff Melu, and I'm a gospel poet. And you should keep watching VOP TV. Don't touch that dial.
Yes, sir. Kábíyèsí Olúọ̀run, we were born to give you twale, to give you a shame. People of God, you are watching Voice of the People TV, and my name is Flo Rocker. I encourage you to listen to things of the gospel. You know, we live in a very perilous times where there are some things you watch on television, you will lose faith, you will lose God. Keep your eyes on Voice of the People TV and remain blessed. Flo Rocker says so.
Good morning. It's the start of a beautiful day. Or start your day right with a healthy dose of news, fun, and inspiration. Join us on VOP this morning for the latest news, trending topics, and uplifting stories to set your day on the right vibe. From news and current events to lifestyle and entertainment, you are covered.
All right, thanks for staying with us. And if you are just joining us, this is VOP this morning on Voice of the People Television. The Economic Community of West African States, Ecowas, has declared a state of emergency across the region. The president of the Ecowas Commission, Omar Toure, made the announcement on Tuesday during the 55th session of the Mediation and Security Council at the ministerial level in Abuja. Well, Toure said recent developments underline the imperative of serious introspection on the future of our democracy and the urgent need to invest in the security of our community. Addressing ministers, diplomats, and senior officials, Toure gave a sobering assessment of West Africa's political climate, citing multiple incidents as evidence of a rapidly deteriorating security environment. Well, he noted that ECOWAS member states currently face an average rating of high risk based on country-by-country analysis contained in documents before the ministers. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Senate has given its approval for President Bola Tinubu's request to send Nigerian troops to the Republic of Benin as part of efforts to help restore calm and stability after last weekend's attempted military takeover. The endorsement was announced on Tuesday by Senate President Godswill Akpabio during plenary, following a review of the president's letter in the committee of the whole House, in accordance with Section 5, Part 2 of the Constitution. Well, media reports said that lawmakers voted unanimously to support the deployment of effectively granting parliamentary authorization for the regional security mission. Akpabio hailed the resolution as timely, stressing that unrest in any neighboring country could easily destabilize the wider region. Well, we've been joined in the studio here by Barrister Darlington Agomo. He is a lawyer and political affairs analyst. Good morning, Barrister Agomo. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Okoro, Fina, and Moses.
Good morning to you, Barrister. Good to have you.
Yes.
We also have beside him Mr. Somi Oranta. He's a philosopher, PhD in view and political affairs analyst. Good morning, Mr. Oranta.
Good morning to you and to all of us here.
Okay, we will be joined in the course of the show by Sheikh Ahmed Gumi. He is a cleric, former colonel in the Nigerian Army. Captain in the Nigerian Army, beg your pardon. And he's going to be part of this show. From Benin, we'll be joined by Comrade Ibrahim Momo. He's a lecturer of political science, Ambrose Ali University, Ekboma, and a political affairs analyst. Good morning to you, Comrade Ibrahim Momo. Okay, he will join us in the course of the show. We'll also be joined by Barrister Clem Agui. He's a lawyer and public affairs analyst and former council chairman in Njikoka local government area in Anambra State. Good morning to you, Barrister Clem Agomo. Okay, they will join us in the course of the show. Let's turn to the studio here. Barrister Darlington.
Yes.
State of emergency in ECOWAS. Because of the coup that, the failed coup that happened in Benin Republic. But before then, Guinea-Bissau, the military took out the civilian authorities. We have 3 other states, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, all ECOWAS countries, now under military rule. Now our leaders met somewhere in Abuja yesterday and said, look, this is the time to declare state of emergency in the region. I would like for you to give us a broad reaction to this state of emergency before we get into this specifics.
As far as I'm concerned, the ECOWAS leaders are wasting their time. If they don't do it in this way, they are just wasting their time. Look, the world has moved on. The world has moved on and left us behind. If there is no good governance, people will grumble. Mr. Okoro, go and tell those ECOWAS leaders that if they don't entrench good governance in West Africa, even the very sand on the ground will rise up against them.
Barrister, is that not what they are doing?
What are they doing?
You know, calling for responsible democracy.
So
yes, did you read the statement?
What? Oh, they are calling. Oh, are they advancing themselves? This coup that they are carrying out against the people, are we not supposed to disagree with them? They are the ones that started the coup in the first place because of their leadership, because of what they are doing. Have they ever reprimanded any of their leaders who are behaving anyhow? Have they ever? Have you seen where ECOWAS leaders issue a statement and say, look, what is going in Nigeria? What is going on in Nigeria? What is going on in Cameroon? What is going on, you know, that they denounce it? Have they ever done so? They will keep quiet until the damage has been done. They will now start telling us stories. This thing they are doing in West Africa, even in the Western world where they go and hide their loot, is it like that? Have you ever seen any leader in the Western world who changed the constitution to favor him? Have you ever seen it? Tell me.
But I read the communique, and I expect that you read it too, because in that communique, the leader said, look, it is time for us to uphold good governance. Because that is the only
Talking
way.
is not enough, Mr. Okoro. They have said it before.
Okay, what else should they do?
They have done action. Let them put it in practice, and there will be no queen anywhere in West Africa. Let them put it in practice. Mr. Okoro, you have states that you are supposed to be controlling in West Africa as ECOWAS states. And then a foreign power is intimidating that particular state, taking their mineral resources, taking everything they have. And you, ECOWAS leader, you were there. Instead of you to say, no, this is not right, and then come to the aid of your member, you went to bed with them. What does that tell you? You went to work with your what? With your oppressor. Is that not why Niger and Burkina Faso walked out? Go and look at what France is doing to that country. And you ECOWAS leaders are there. Please, they should not annoy us.
All right, Barrister, nobody will annoy you. We have raised other talking points which we'll take care of in the course of this discussion. Mr. Ranta, I would like for you to give us your reaction to the summit yesterday that held in Abuja. And ECOWAS leaders said, look, we need to declare a state of emergency in West Africa because it looks like this is another wave of, anti-democratic forces trying to overrun the whole of West Africa. If you have 4 over, it used to be 15, we have 12 now, 4 of them, 4 before initially within West African sub-region, and all of them are going to military rule. More like a 4th wave of, or another wave of anti-democratic forces. And they're coming together to say, are they doing this as a result of fear, or they are being protective of their positions? What will it be for you?
Well, if you even have to question the kind of democracy that is practiced in West Africa. Is this the true definition of democracy, where the people are used as pawns in a chess game? Is that democracy? Where take that Benin Republic for instance, where somebody, because you are there, or is it, which one will you even say and leave the other one, or is it Cameroon, where they want to sit down there forever, where the leadership is focused on themselves, on those who are ruling, instead of the people? I'm surprised that they are talking about emergency. Why they are talking about emergency is because of the coup that has been happening. But the coup, there's an enablement, how it came about. It is their action that made this become a necessity. Because when the people are dissatisfied with what is happening, see, there's no coup that will happen on its own. It is the people, it is always a yearning, of the people, that those, that have the power of coercion will want to activate or actualize, the yearnings of the people. When they discover that leadership, in Africa, I can't even call it leadership, rulership, that it is no longer about the people, it's about the people in power, instead of the masses that gave them their individual wills to make it, so that they can control it and take care of the state. When it becomes a personal issue, then the people will have to revolt.
Now, the fact that they have realized this and they are calling for, good governance, because they were very clear. Look, African leaders, my colleagues here, we need to work hard, to give deliverables, dividends of democracy to our people. Otherwise, we'll be inviting the military. Is it coming late? Are you excited that they are doing this at this moment?
I am not excited at all, because they should first of all reprimand some of their members who are actually not working in the interest of the people. And you can hardly count anyone that is working, in consonance, to actualize the dreams and aspirations of their people.
Yet they will tell you that there were elections in those countries. People voted them in.
These are not
They
elections. These are not elections. Okay. These are selections, so to say. Okay. So they just try to, play cat and mouse game, try to deceive the people, make it look as if there's an election. They're not holding an election.
All right, so why
the election? Sorry, please. The election that brought back what kind of election that brought back Paul Biya in Cameroon?
People voted for him, even when he told us that people were calling on him to come on, and that was
Africans will think when we do these things that it's like when you see an ostrich, he opens his wing and put the head there and he cover it, and he thinks that is protected, but the entire body is exposed. So we are not actually what we are doing. There's no ingenuity in it. In fact, I'm not even so surprised that at this age, in the 21st century, that we'll be talking about issues so mundane, while the world is going, places that they've left us behind, and there's no plan to even come out of the wood. It's unfortunate, very unfortunate.
Well, okay. Well, let's, while some aircraft belonging to Nigeria is stranded in some parts of West Africa, Nigerian forces are going into Benin Republic, and the states of the Sahel are saying, look, we will continue to keep your soldiers until they get explanation. But anyway, let's move slightly away from that. We'll come back to that conversation. Let's just, deviate a little bit and talk about insecurity right here in Nigeria. We're being joined by Sheikh Gumi. Good morning to you, Sheikh.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Good to have you. Good to have you. And
it's a pleasure.
The interview you had on the international television station, the BBC, has been raising a lot of dust, a lot of questions. A lot of people the world over really have been reacting to that interview. And there was something you said in that interview, which is where I would like us to start from, about the children that are being kidnapped in Nigeria, very young children, a lot of them are kidnapped in Nigeria. I think you said something around they are lesser targets, lesser evil. Yes, that's the exact word you used. What exactly did you mean by children being kidnapped, taken away from their parents into unsavory places, made to suffer, exposed to mosquitoes, maltreated, a lesser evil?
You see, usually when I speak with journalists, I don't bring out a topic that I discuss. It's usually the journalist who try to draw me into an area probably is not well thought. I think we are comparing between two groups of terrorists. One terrorist is that they kill directly. And the other ones is that they are raising money through kidnapping children without killing them. As we have seen recently in Kebbi, they didn't harm the children, but they harmed the guide, the teacher. So it's comparing two evils. Usually when you have two evils and you are forced to compare the natural decision. Hello?
The reason I'm asking this question is, I don't know. Don't you feel that you could be misunderstood? Are you not worried about people misunderstanding you? Doesn't that bother you? Because it seems like you are in support of children being taken away from their parents. You're calling that a lesser evil.
How can a lesser of two evils be a support? How can a lesser of two evils be a support? There are two evils when you are faced with one. You see, we have seen people in high-rise building when they are attacked, whether they jump down or they remain in the building to get burned. So some people will decide to jump down because it's a lesser for them to die instantly than to be burnt. You know, when you have two evils, usually you compare. Wherever there's death, what we want is we're calling for peace. Peace in this country, and also not in this country now. It's also spreading, the insecurity is spreading neighboring countries. You know, everybody who has gone now he is an outlaw. As we have talking, I've heard you talking about the attempted coup. It's just part of the banditry. Just because you have guns, then you come and take over power. No, this is wrong. Wherever there is bloodshed, this is what we are against.
All right, now you said something about finding a way to make sure that you reach a good compromise, more like discussing with these people, and you have authority also to do it. Some were of the opinion that you're talking or being so vocal because you have not really experienced this, more like having a first hand of it. And, want to ask, if, for example, we have a close person, go down, not, what we're praying for now, but will you still be this vocal in supporting the terrorists and the bandits? Because in that interview that you granted, you made it look like the life of a cow is more valuable than that of human being when you say that the Fulani Maludin herders, whom have been accused of carrying out all these carnages, they have to protect the inheritance that they gather from their grandparents and all that, which happens to be cows. And they have the right to move around, rather than protecting Nigerians and all that.
As you see, with such interviews, when you look at it from the prison, you are looking at it maybe a difference in cultural upbringing, religious orientation. Then people misinterpret what I'm talking about. I've lost a relative in the army. They were ambushed by bandits. 11 of them, they were killed. And my own brother was kidnapped before by bandits too on Kaduna, Abuja Road. So we are victims of banditry. But you see, me being here in the north, I cannot fold my arms without really diagnosing what is the problem and the way out. And I thank the government now. I think the government now is understanding the dynamics and is taking the right, appropriate steps to see that banditry is coming to an end. So now it's a dying candle. I think we should shift our focus now from banditry. Honestly, just give the government time. I think it has understood what it all takes to come to an
before
end.
we talk about what the government is trying to do or what you are encouraging the government to do, you said something here. You said that why wouldn't someone choose a lesser of two evils? But I'm asking you, and you're also saying that, look, you're looking for peace. How will you choose the lesser of two evils when there is peace, when there is good by the side, and you ignore peace, and you are looking at the two evils?
When there is what?
When there is good on the side of it. I mean, you are faced with three things. You are faced with three things.
Wait,
Big
if
evil,
you ask me,
small evil, and good.
Just for instance, if I ask you, if one has to die and he's given a choice between to be shot by a gun or to take poison, you are given a two choice, one of the two. Everybody will have his opinion about that. Is that not?
Exactly, because to live is the third option. To live is the third option. In this situation, we are faced with three things. People who are taking away school children, we have people who are killing fellow Nigerians, and we have people who are law-abiding. Why can't all of us be law-abiding and choose peace? And choose good instead of having to choose two evils?
No, see, that's what we are encouraging Nigerians to be. You see, if you have an outlaw and you don't talk to him to be lawful, especially when you realize his problem is one of it is ignorance and how to address his grievances. And you block the way so that we can admonish him and talk to him. Now you are talking to me.
That doesn't look like looking for peace. It looks like encouraging criminality. I mean, you said if someone is ignorant, you said that ignorance is not an excuse in the law.
No, you see, you are a journalist. Yeah, you should allow the audience to decide. You don't decide for an audience. As a journalist, you just ask your question and allow the audience to understand what I'm saying. It's a question posed to me. Which of them is a lesser evil? Children kidnapped for money, or soldiers and people just attacked? Look at Ahmed Golak was in the east, and he was just gunned down immediately without even any chance for him even to ransom himself. Which of these two evils is worse? This is what brought about
Sheikh,
it.
Gulak is not the only Nigerian that has been killed. People have been killed in all parts of the north as we speak. Now the question is, you said I as a journalist, you were asked a question. I'm asking another question. And I'm putting it to you. We have three options: good, lesser evil, and the big evil. Out of these three, which one will you choose, Sheikh?
There is no option here. Because good, there is no option. You are not giving me an option. You can't put good and evil together. There is no option. There's only one. There's only one option. That is the good.
Okay. So why are we not choosing good?
No, I said there's only one option, which is good. You can't put evil and good and say they choose.
Sheikh, in all this talk about negotiating for bandits, with bandits to ensure peace, we've seen how it has gone. In the past 2 weeks, we've had 490 kidnapped cases, 490 people kidnapped in Nigeria. And government has been able, like you also attested just now, that government is doing the right thing. I hope you can actually tell me what the right thing that government is doing actually is. Is it paying for, is it paying ransom for those that have been kidnapped, or negotiating? And what is the nature of negotiation with these kidnappers? See, I'm going to ask you a few questions in one. I hope you can, react to all of them. What is the nature of the negotiation with these bandits, these people, and how many of them should government negotiate with? Because you see people kidnapped in Eruku, you negotiate their release, and then in neighboring states, others are kidnapped as well, and then government will have to go there as well, and then it's a Mary school, and the cases are too many to keep up with. What is the nature of the negotiation that we're looking at here?
Well,
and how many of them
if any of us has his child kidnapped by this terrorist, the first thing that comes to your mind is, let's get our children safely out. When they are out, then the military can deal with the situation. And I'm sure now the military is dealing with the situation. So that is the sequence of your reaction. You don't attack people with children in their hands, And people were postulating, many people were postulating this sporadic attack of children just recently after Trump has made this disparaging remark about Nigerians, and that is coming into Nigeria could be also a trigger, But otherwise, Nigeria is healing slowly, and we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Then suddenly, there is this surge of violence. What we think the government is doing right is that it sees the needs to address.
Why the surge, if I may ask you? Why the surge? Because some people are saying there was a surge to further pull America into attacking the terrorists in Nigeria, so there could be so there could be an escalation in internal crisis in Nigeria. I mean, that's what some people are saying.
That's also a possibility. It's a possibility. There are a lot of possibilities around that, and I don't rule out any one of them. And it can be the external aggressor who wants to, because we think these terrorists too, they are controlled from foreign. Okay. There's a foreign intelligence directing them. Honestly speaking, we believe that. And they can be instigated so that to prove the hypothesis that there is a Christian genocide. Okay. That is one. Secondly, they could be drawing this conclusion that if we have these civilians with us, the attack will be postponed or something like that. So all the possibilities are there. But the important thing is government is trying to address the issue, and we are getting results. We have seen that in Kaduna State.
As one who has the ears of some of these non-state actors, because they seem to listen to you, can't you talk to them to ensure that these things are stopped and people can go back to their farmlands and life can continue peacefully and Nigerians can, go back to their ancestral homes? Have you tried that, that measure?
Okay, wait. People have a bad impression since 2021, when they were declared terrorists by Buhari's government. I've ceased to have any contact with these people completely.
Okay.
But my aim was that we should go and try and see and put a knowledge and sense into them and civilize them. You have left people for centuries without any formal education. So what do you expect of them?
When you say we have left people without formal education, who are the people that left them? Because we know in the North, they actually enjoy benefits, free education, even lunch, and even other incentives are made available. So who are the people that left? We have in Nigeria, a country that all of us belong to. When other people were giving free education, what happened? And we have FAC allocations being shared to state governors. So why is it that we still have people who are out of school, still littered everywhere in the North?
I always compare with the situation in the Niger Delta when people were left, their land was exploited with pollution and also uneducated. So when they started the agitation, the government of Eradua took the issue and cleared the grievances, and now we have peace there. Just recently, one of the militants was showing his palace and the wealth he has accumulated, but he has dropped his gun. Look, anything that will stop bloodshed, I think, is something that we should pursue. Secondly, we have Ministry of Education, Federal Ministry of Education, we have State Ministry of Education, and governors even are confessing that, look, all what we have not spent on herdsmen. Nothing of Nigerian budget, which is for all Nigerians, goes to herdsmen. No school for them, nothing. And they have said that.
Are you advocating that the issue herdsmen should be put into the budget and some allocation should be given to herdsmen?
That's why I said the government is doing right. It has a livestock ministry now that will look into their plight. So you see, the government is doing something, and that's why I'm praising the government. I'm not a friend of government, but I think we are on the right course, and we have people who are understanding now. We should appreciate it.
All right, Sheikh, I'd like for you to just tell me what should be the blur line between criminality and banditry and terrorism. These three things. Banditry, you said you stop associating with terrorists since Buhari designated them terrorists. But I also understand that you still interface with bandits. What should be the line, the thin line, or what should be the line, the difference between banditry and criminality?
No, you see, banditry is a crime. It's just one crime out of many crimes.
Okay.
Even, you see, just recently, I think EFCC is pursuing some politicians that have galloped so much amount, more money than what all the banditry has collected. So criminality can come in any form.
Okay, so
criminality is also.
I like your response.
Criminality is also dividing Nigerians.
Okay.
Wait, criminality is also coming to a nation and divide them on religious or ethnic. They divide. Look at what foreign countries are doing with Nigerians.
Okay, Sheikh, how should a criminal be treated? If you are in government, how will you treat a criminal, irrespective of the type of criminality?
I will treat him by the law.
Okay, you treat him by the law.
We have laws. We have standing law for everything.
Okay, before or after negotiating with the criminal, should we negotiate with criminals?
No, you see, you have to differentiate when people take guns or arms when they are agitating, like the Niger. I always give example of the Niger Delta until when it sticks into our mind that we had a similar problem, but this one is not in the south. This
now,
one
when you talk about the Niger Delta, Sheikh, you always point to the Niger Delta and say that they were granted amnesty. We saw what they were talking about, which is
what I'm saying.
The fact that their lands were destroyed by the hold on, Sheikh, please hold on. Now, they actually were talking about the fact that the oil exploration, which happens to be the major revenue generation for Nigeria, is destroying everything that they have. What will you say that the bandits, whom you've been talking for, are asking for Nigeria? And how have they been in any way, generating revenue or causing Nigeria to be good? Because we were told that these people are not even Nigerians to start with. So why should we hold brief for non-state actors who directly or indirectly is not in any way benefiting the country? So why should we, be negotiating to give them amnesty or something like that?
You think in the north, where we depend on agriculture more than even working with government, most of our peasant livelihood is on agriculture, and they are disturbing Nigerians from farming. And do you think that is not also in an input into the GPD of Nigeria?
Are bandits agriculturists? Are bandits farmers?
No. Wait, farmers. Many villages are ransacked. Many villages are ransacked. People cannot go to farm, and Nigeria is so big for any army. Not even American army can deal with the vast land of ungoverned area in Nigeria. Or otherwise, all American economy will just sink in a sinkhole. So you see, where as I've said, government is doing the right thing now. Is getting to understand the issue, and we are coming close to the end of a dying candle.
Jake, I tell you something. There's nothing Nigerians want more than for there to be peace in Nigeria, for all the kidnappings to stop, and people can move around freely. I'm sure there's nothing the ordinary Nigerian wants more than that. So. You say government is doing what is doing the needful, but how many of those bandits do you think government is or should interact with? And if you are to advise government and Nigerians now, two sets of people, what will your advice be, especially in dealing with this insurgency?
You see, from Adamawa, which is far east, up to Niger State, which is far west.
Adamawa. I'm sorry to butt in at this point. It's interesting you mentioned Adamawa. I'm sure you saw the video of women that came out to protest the killings that they have been experiencing in Adamawa. Unfortunately, they were killed by those that are supposed to protect them. It's interesting, and that goes to show you how bad these killings have got into. Not just kidnapping.
Yes, you see what happened in Adamawa is, in fact, clashes, ethnic clashes between two groups. The herdsmen has nothing to do with that, but still we have herdsmen there. What I'm trying to tell you, the number of herdsmen, there's, in fact, if there is a really serious population or census, you find that I don't think there's any tribe as many as these herdsmen, because they are in every state, in every forest we have. I think they need an attention here. The government, if it does something to show them, look, you are part and parcel of the nation, you are not an outcast, and nobody will be pursuing you. You have a future for education for your children, and also give them hope. I think it's coming to
let's get something straight, Sheikh Ahmed Gome. Nigerians want to know, who are we holding brief for in particular? The bandits? Is it the Boko Haram? Is it the Lakurawa? Is it the Mamuda? Because we see so many of them. And when you're answering questions to that, interview, you said something about holding brief for a particular group. So let's know the group you're holding brief for and why you think we should give them credence.
I'm not holding brief for anybody. 16 years now we are fighting Boko Haram, and we are all victims of it. Our farmlands are devastated. There is no peace. Schools are closed. We are victims. So now you have been fighting for 16 years. Please, after 16 years, then you should change your tactics. It means fighting is not working. You should know something. You should have a different approach.
So you're saying
you can't be doing the same thing over and over.
Okay. In other words, you're saying both the Fulani headsmen, the ones who they've called terrorists now because of the fact that they're wielding firearms, the Mamuda, the Lakurawa, the Boko Haram, and every other terror group we have, should go in for it. Is that what you're saying?
You see, where dialogue and negotiations has a magic, that it does a lot of things, because no human wants to be killed or unkilled. So if you see people agitating, especially in such a big number, just for simple reason, just ask them, why are you killing each other? Why are you killing people? Why are you attacking people? That same question will give you the answer how to tackle their problem. But you see, when some Nigerians don't want to ask question why they are doing it, In fact, they don't want, just kill them. These people killing them. Do you think it's easy? Now, what happened in Adamawa? Army are always tense. Armies are always tense. You see, you don't use army to quell. You don't use army to do police work.
When you talk about the kidnappings, when they kidnap, they kill people. The principal was killed. The man, the security guard, and somebody else in the church were killed as well. So people were killed.
Unfortunately,
people get killed each time they go to kidnap. So.
Okay, let's not mix oranges with apples now. We're talking about how the military attacked demonstrating women in Adamawa. You see, when you give the military the role of the police, then that is where you have problems. But now look at our military. When they were invited into a neighboring country to quell a coup, look at how smartly they have done that. You see, military has a specific job to do. And if you give them the wrong job, then you are going to cause trouble. Our military is now policing Nigeria, which is wrong. The police should be done, and I think now the government is trying to establish state police, and which we are understanding and learning. So we should not stay in one static position, repeating the same thing over and over.
Sheikh, I'd like to ask you, if you catch an armed robber, somebody that went into another person's house with a gun to rob, and eventually, in the process, killed that person. When you arrest him, do you start asking him why he killed the victim? Do you negotiate with him to find out, or do you prosecute him?
You establish that he is the killer and also hang him. That's what you do.
Okay, that's what you do.
All right.
Yes.
All right then. Well, we thank you very much for your presence here, Sheikh Ahmed Gumi.
Thank you very much.
Peace someday, because it seems that's what we all are working towards, isn't it?
Very much.
Peace in Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, Barrister Darlington Agomo. Well, let's have your reaction to that interview. I mean, the conversation you just listened to.
I was thinking that after our last session with Sheikh, there will be a change of mind and remorseness. But from what he's saying now, it seems that he's unrepentant. Seriously.
What do you mean unrepentant?
No, I'm coming. Look, in Nigeria, there is a law. That is the Child Rights Act. That particular document is to protect children. If you go into details, you will see how government protected the children. They made that law specifically for children because of their vulnerability. The government knows that children are vulnerable with women. So they made that special to protect them. To keep them safe because they are our future. They are our future. Every man you see today started from a child. Why would somebody make that suggestion that it is better to kidnap children?
Well, he didn't exactly.
I said that was what I had now. Please hold on. I'm coming. I am coming. The military, it is a profession. They signed it that yes, they are ready to die for Nigeria. And before any well-trained military can go down, he will take somebody with him. The child you kidnap, does he have any gun? Can he even talk? And you took that child away for monetary gain. A very serious crime against humanity. Now, whose children are being kidnapped here? Is it the children of the rich in the north? Is it not the children of the Talakawas? The very poor. Some parents have died waiting for the return of their children. That never happened because they don't have money to pay for ransom. And now somebody is suggesting that you kidnap a child and then ask for ransom. From who? Who will pay the ransom? The poor parents at home who does not have something to eat. Hold on, I'm coming. Even at that, should it be so? What will happen now? Do you know what will happen? If another region of the country now copy the same thing and say, okay, government should come and pay us ransom, you can see how people are destroying this country by their actions and utterances. In a certain clan, you don't make such suggestion and get away with it. They will arrest you immediately. You don't make such suggestions. It's unheard of.
Well, Barrister, when you say we don't make such suggestions, we have the non-kinetic approach,
kinetic?
Which we also introduced in
There is
Nigeria.
nothing
People who have killed terrorists were being reintegrated
I
in
said
society after de-radicalization. So what do you have to say about
Everything about this thing is wrong. Both killing and kidnapping, it is very wrong. And I can see now that some people are fueling this thing. But this type of suggestion, the bandit will now say, yes, we are in business.
No, Barrister, the National Assembly made a suggestion some time ago about making kidnapping to have the punishment, capital punishment, without an option of fine.
Before you do that, go and arrest those who are supporting them. Go and arrest them.
They were also included too.
Sorry?
They were included in that bill.
Arrest them. Because you know what, Nigeria is not moving forward. We have sacred cows. People who are above our laws. I know some people who because of their character and what they have said, Saudi Arabia cannot allow them to enter their country today. They can't go there. But they will come here and be insulting our intelligence, talking trash, and we all condemned it. We all condemned it. I know we condoned it because we want to please them. Moses Sekola and Fina, please, you were here when the nomadic education came up by Jibril Aminu. Just to help them, what came up for? Did they listen to us? Did they approve? They not embrace it. You can take a horse to the stream, you can't force it to drink water. So why is everybody blaming Nigeria for the problem they caused themselves?
All right, Barry.
Can you just imagine?
All right.
Very, very annoying.
Okay.
Who brought these people to where they are today? Is it not you people? You people did it for your own selfish interest, and you are blaming every other person.
Barrister, thank you for your submission. Let's bring Mr. Oranta.
It's very annoying.
Let's bring Mr. Oranta into this conversation. We need to wrap up and get into the second topic. Now, Mr. Oranta, in the course of this engagement, this intervention, Sheikh Ahmed did agree that, look, that there's no difference between criminality and somebody who possesses an arm is a criminal. Bandits are criminals. But he turns around to also ask the government, to protect these people and even negotiate with them. Very clear answer. Does it look like he's playing politics with all that he's doing? What do you think?
Sheikh Gumi is speaking from both sides of his mouth. That's what he's doing. And what is most insulting is the reference to Niger Delta militants. The reason for the agitation in Niger Delta have not even ended. This is a region that, like the hen that lays the golden egg. A region that I am from Niger Delta. We cannot fish, we cannot farm, we cannot even drink water from the heavens when it rains. And there's no potable water, there's no electricity. Yet the crude oil and the gas that feeds the entire nation are from Niger Delta. The wealth from Niger Delta is used for the whole Nigeria. And then we are left with the devastation, the spoliation. Our people are battered and bespattered. And up to date, we are not even seeing any respite. Recently, the high prep people they want to clean up Ogoni land. And one of the water systems they built collapsed in a week. It collapsed. So, using that reference of Niger Delta agitation and these guys, these terrorists, these killers, cannot be put side by side at all. It's very, very wrong of Sheikh Gumi, to bring such thing, before Nigerians. What are these guys? What is their grouse with Nigerian nation? What is their grouse? But you see, the thing is that what they are doing, it is the same thing. They say Boko Haram means, they abhor Western education. That is sinful, to have Western education. And you are saying that they are left in ignorance and all that. Is it not self-contradictory in itself? So I don't understand what we are doing here. But I don't even blame him. I'm blaming the government that have failed to take action, proper action. And he said the government is doing the right thing. What are the things government is doing that is right? Negotiating with these guys, endangering the lives of more students, more Nigerians. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Somi Oranta. Well, I think we have to end this conversation. It's a developing story. We'll talk about it some other time. Now, we'll go for a short break. When we return, Rivers Governor Sim Fubaradom's PDP defects to All Progressives Congress, APC, as Osun Governor Ademola Adeleke, the dancing governor, called him, dumps PDP for Accord Party. Join us again. We'll be right back.
voice of the people. You can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenda Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I, from social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more, tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count.
Glad to have you back. It's still VOP this morning. River State Governor Similai Fubara has defected to the Ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, from the People's Democratic Party. Fubara announced his defection at a stakeholders meeting held at the Government House in Port Harcourt yesterday, Tuesday, the 9th day in the month of December 2025. The River State Governor joined Delta State Governor Sheriff Oberuri, Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Eno, Enugu State Governor Peter Ba and his barrister counterpart, Doye Diri, all of whom defected from the opposition's PDP. Governor Fubara's defection came after visiting President Bola Tinubu at the State House on Monday. Speaking at the meeting, the governor said, "We can't support President Tinubu if we don't fully identify with him." Not just the backyard support, but now a full-time. Let's take a cue into what the governor Similai Fubara said. All right, while we wait for the technical crew to get the video ready, the Osho State Governor Ademola Adeleke has officially joined the Accord Party days after leaving the People's Democratic Party. The governor made the announcement on Tuesday at the banquet hall of the Government House in presence of national and state leaders of the Accord Party. Adeleke also revealed his intention to seek re-election for a second term on the platform of the Term Up Party, stating that he joined the party more than a month ago. Governor Adeleke stated that he opted for the party because its mission of welfareism aligns with his administration's focus on citizens and workers' welfare. We also have in the studio Mr. Somi Uranta, an entrepreneur, author, and public affairs analyst, and Comrade Ibrahim Momo, lecturer of political science at Ambrose Ali University, Uma. And also we have Barrister Clem Agui, who is a public and political affairs analyst, a former council chairman of Njikoka local government area of Anambra State. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for being with us. Good morning, Barrister Clem Agui, if you can hear me. I would like you to unmute your microphone if you can hear me.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Thank you so much for doing that. Okay. Good to have you join today's conversation. Let me start off with you because you are the one who have played within the corridors of partisan politics in Nigeria. Were you surprised over the migration or the movement of the governor of River State, Similai Fubara, from PDP to the APC? I recall that happened after the meeting he had with the president somewhere in Abuja in the State House, and also the defection of the 15 the State House of Assembly members to APC prior to his defection. Were you surprised at all?
Not very surprised, I would say, because we know the issue of River State has been on the front line, has been a subject of discussion for some time. The governor himself has gone on a 6-month suspension when the state of emergency was declared in his state. We know how his godfather or immediate predecessor was actually breathing on his neck and making sure that the state was ungovernable. We know the activities of the House of Assembly members that were controlled by the successor, by the predecessor. We know the role the presidency played in brokering peace, even though we didn't know the full issue that were discussed. But it was suspected highly that part of the game plan was that he should join PDP and he should join APC, and that has been proven. He has joined APC to be in the same party with his godfather, Nyesom Wike. He has joined APC to align himself with the state members of Assembly, 15 of them. And I think he has done all these things as a means of political survival. I don't expect him to do otherwise given the circumstances that he has done that. But it's very unfortunate that we are having democracy being emasculated in Nigeria, and the president acting quid pro quo. If I'm going to protect you, you got to join my party. That is immoral. That is not acceptable democratic and political conduct to expect. Because this is the reasons why you are having a lot of trouble in the Ecowas state today. Because the leaders abuse their office, abuse their power. We have 15 Ecowas members, of which about 5 of them are now being governed by the military. And if you look at the reasons why the military come in to act as saviors, it's because the democracy doesn't seem to be working for the people. It is because the democratic space is being emasculated, and the military will now look at themselves as the last savior of the people, in as much as we don't want the military rule. If the government of the day will be sensible enough, they should read the room very well and understand that Nigerians are no longer happy with the direction of our democracy and the way it is going. They're not happy with the fact that their votes don't count anymore. Okay. You look at what happened in Guinea-Bissau, you look at what happened in Benin Republic. All this happened in the process of an election period.
All right.
And the military struck because they know that votes are not counting. And democracy space are being
Barrister Agui, I'd like for us to go back to River State. Beautiful. Now, Fubara has officially, declared for the All Progressives Congress, APC. You said, I hope I got you correct, you said he has gone to join his godfather, Wike, in the APC. The last time I checked, Wike is still in the PDP.
You'll be deceiving yourself to think that Wike is in PDP. Wike is in PDP to destroy PDP.
Okay, to destroy PDP.
Wike is fully APC actor in the national space. His singular ambition is to remain the
I wanted to get that clarification.
And to make sure that the president of APC won the election. Okay. So if Wike is telling you anything different from the fact that he's an APC actor, he's deceiving you and deceiving himself. And I think it's better that he be a gentleman and the brave man that he is.
Okay.
And go and
now that Sim has officially declared for the APC, before he did, we saw 17 members of the State House of Assembly, including the Speaker, port to the APC. We still have about 13 people in the PDP. Has peace finally returned to River State with the former defection of Sim Fubara? Do you see peace around the corner?
Well, like I said, what Fubara has done is a game of survival, try to survive the political turbulence, and also honor what I think is an agreement that he entered into between him and the presidency before he was let off. Otherwise, they wanted to decimate and finish him off. So he's looking for where to hang. Now I'm with you. We're all members. Why are you fighting me? So I wouldn't say peace has returned to River State. It could be peace of a graveyard because of the characters involved. And I also wouldn't say that peace has not returned to River State. But hopefully we want peace in Nigeria. We want peace across the country. We want peace in River State. If that means peace, fine. Well, I can also understand him because of the crisis in the national party of the national hierarchy of the party at the national level. They are still struggling in court to see who is in control. And if you are a governor and a political contestant, you'll be looking for where there is a little bit of harmony. There's no division, so that you know where to actually invest your time and resources if you want to seek a re-election. So that's
thank you very much.
Fubara is just being pragmatic, but even though it is not by his own choice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Claire Magui, Esquire. Mr. Uranta, you are a son of the soil. So how do you feel now? River State, Siminalayi Fubara, finally says he's a member of the APC, along with the Speaker of the State House of Assembly and some other members. How does this make you feel? And also, does this whittle down the powers of Wike against the governor or on the governor?
Well, I think our governor has made this move, to the APC official, like you have just stated. But the thing is, whether it has created any a better relationship, or if that will translate to better relationship with his godfather and the house, I mean, that we cannot say exactly. But I recall that the governor has always stated that he will do everything to ensure that peace reigns in Rivers State. Because the only way that there could be development, it's only when there is peace within the state. But for me, I think I will, even if I'm left to suggest, I will say let all the PDP governors, let them all go to APC. Maybe the other parties too, let them go to APC.
They're all the PDP governors in Nigeria?
Yes, the other parties, let everybody go to APC.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Because APC is the...
Yes, is the reigning party.
It's the reigning.
It's the reigning party.
I sense some sarcasm in your tone.
Well,
are you trying to destabilize the APC?
I don't know.
You don't know if do you think it will destabilize the APC if everybody goes into the APC?
No, the thing is that, you see, there's this story about a certain knife that, is a sword, two-faced, and so sharp, and it's put in a pouch. And then people are saying, each time they bring it out, it shines, it glitters in the sun. They say, oh, wow, this thing is so sharp. They are praising it.
So beautiful.
Then this guy, kept shaking himself, because body they catch him. Then as we move, as he was doing those things, shaking himself, he's cutting off, the pouch, or to a point that he cut off the pouch because both sides are so sharp. Then it's now exposed to the sun, to the elementals, and eventually it becomes blood.
It's to the APC. And
what I'm saying is that, you see, we've been saying all this while that democracy, thrives in multi-party system. You cannot be said to practice democracy in a one-party state. And some people have refused to see reason to that.
Okay.
Men like Wike have continued to ensure that PDP remains in a state of, sleepwalking state.
What do you see happen in the coming days? Toye Cole is still a member of the APC. And he might want to run for election as well, with Siminalayi Fubara in the APC now.
Maybe two governors might come from APC in Rivers State.
Okay.
Nothing that cannot happen in Nigeria.
Of course, they'll go to primaries.
No, there will be two primaries.
Parallel.
Then INEC will come and say, okay, this is the one we'll choose.
And we said that's also what is going to play out in Delta State. Omar Gege is still interested in becoming the governor, and we have...
that's why I say let everybody go into APC.
All right.
So are you suggesting that there might be an implosion in APC? Especially Rivers.
It's not just Rivers. It's not just Rivers.
Toye Cole in the ring.
It's not just Rivers. It's not just even Delta. It's about the fact that there are special blessings your enemies will give to you. When you deny yourself for such blessing or such blessedness, you are doing yourself more harm than good. Your critics, the opposition, are the ones that will warn you when you're about to fall into a ditch. But if everybody is, sacrificing, if everybody is clapping for you, you fall into the ditch before you realize that you're already close to it.
Okay.
So that's the problem we have. We must protect democracy and not the kind of democracy we are talking about today.
All right, Mr. Agoye, Esquire. Now, let's talk about Governor Adeleke, Jackson Adeleke. Well, some people thought, okay, since he announced his resignation from the PDP, he would pitch his tent with the APC. But it seems there was no room for him in the APC. He seemed to have gone to the Accord Party, but he has gone to the Accord Party. Why? Is it because the APC has an already anointed candidate in that state, in Osun State? And do you think he stands a chance in the upcoming election next year in Osun State? Well, there's a bit of a problem with your audio. I can...
Yeah,
good.
If
good.
I understand, can you hear me now?
Yes.
If I understand your question very well, your question centered on the defection of Governor Adeleke of Osun State from PDP to
Accord
Party, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think that is a move that was made by confidence. For the governor to move from a popular party platform that on which he ran an election, he didn't move into APC, which is like the new thing that everybody's moving into.
I mean, some people are saying that he couldn't go to the APC. He tried to get into the APC, but couldn't because APC already has an anointed candidate.
I doubt that is the reason, because every political party that is serious would like to run with an incumbent, because every incumbent in any election already has about 50% upstart advantage against any other person. So for him to move to a Accord Party means that he's confident of his achievement, means that he's confident of his performance, means that he is now running on his own, and that he's very confident that come what may, that if I have to look at it, that he's running on a clean slate as an incumbent, and also as in a party that is less in discord, because like I said, the crisis in PDP national level, which is also internally and externally sponsored, could mean that PDP may not even be able to produce a candidate by the time he's running for his own election, because nobody wants to go into election and the legitimacy of the primary is being questioned. And I think that's the problem with the case of Adeleke. And the sooner or later, INEC and the court begins to sanitize our political space, so that all these things that are happening better for democracy.
I don't know, Barrister Agui, I don't know if you saw the video that made it to social media during the weekend about, let's say, the confrontation from the First Lady and also Adeleke Jackson. What do you have to say about this? Some Nigerians with the opinion that the First Lady was upset that he turned down joining the APC, but tilted towards becoming an AC member, and that was why she had to display the way that played out during that coronation ceremony. Do you also share a lot of thought, or you have a different opinion?
Well, it is very possible that that unfortunate incident that you're referring to, that shouldn't have happened as a result of the fact that the governor, whom they expected to join APC, turned down APC and joined a different party. In this country, people tend to support whom they like and not what they don't like. The conduct of the First Lady was not acceptable. We do not, that is not her invent. That is number one. She's not the moderator. And she's not the one elected president of Nigeria. She's just the wife of the president. And you don't walk up to the governor in his own state when he's talking and tell him that you give him 5 minutes. You don't do that. President Jonathan did that with Rotimi Amechi. Even that one, she went and took the microphone from Rotimi Amechi in an event in Rivers State when Amechi was the governor. I condemned it because I said, President Jonathan, you are not the president of Nigeria. And you have no right, whatever is your anger and protestation, to go to a governor and take away the microphone. The same way I condemn the action of the wife of the current president to go to the governor to say, hey, I give 5 minutes. Who are you to order the governor?
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Barrister.
What she did was unacceptable, and she owed Nigeria an apology for that conduct.
All right, and we appreciate your thought and your submission on that. We have to go straight quickly on to another conversation. We need your opinion on this too, where we learned that the former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, spent Monday night at the headquarters of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, as interrogations over a widening probe, he testified. An associate of the ex-minister told journalists that Malami was invited for questioning on Monday, but arrived late in the evening, forcing him to stay overnight to continue responding to investigators. Recall that the investigation centers on the 46 bank accounts allegedly linked to Malami, a major focus on the EFCC inquiry. And we should also recall that the EFCC is with his passport, saying that he shouldn't leave Nigeria until when they find out what happened to the Abacha loot that were repatriated back to the country. Okay, let me start off with you, Mr. Samuel Ranta. What do you make of this? Because the first time Malami was invited, he told Nigerians that they should not worry, there's no cause for alarm, that he doesn't have anything to do with the loot, and he just went there to ask a question. But we're told that a very big book, a lock, was opened, and they found out that 46 bank accounts, belongs to him, and hence the further probe.
I wish the late Buhari is still alive, to see what is happening today. But how come they waited till now before they start opening that book? How come they waited till now? You see, if there is, a clear-cut effort towards ridding Nigeria of corruption, we should go for, we'll go for it. But the EFCC should not be used as a body, to whip opposition members, into a certain way of reasoning or thinking or acting. Because this man, since he left office, he's been going about doing his stuff until now, when we are getting close to, decision-making time. The man is in the position now, he has left the APC and all that. Then they are whipping up, bringing up all these issues about him. So that's
you think it's political witch hunt?
It might be or may not be. If there's no witch, there won't be a witch hunt. There won't be any hunting. But the thing is that there are so many. Who amongst these guys are free? They should go. If you want to go all out, I don't want like this selective anti-corruption crusading. It does not make sense to me. You see, we are just acting like we are all jokers in Nigeria, and that is so worrisome. There's no seriousness in this whole thing. The man, don't forget, the man will leave that place. Maybe today or tomorrow he will leave, and the case will die. So many of them has been like that.
Okay, let's get your opinion on this, Barrister Clem Zagui. What do you make of the invitation and then the 46 bank account, Abacha's loot, and every other thing? There's been tied on Malami for this EFCC probe and investigation, please.
Yeah, what's happening to Malami is a bit of an irony in the sense that EFCC is a parastatal that was under him when he was the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation. The EFCC report directly under him, and now that same agency that was reporting directly under him is the one investigating him. And I think he should have known better in the way EFCC operates when they invited him, that he should have gone early enough to give his statement instead of coming late. Because when you come late to a police station to give your statement, it means you're going to sleep there overnight or even more than overnight. And to show that the offense is serious, they are asking him to leave back his passport, and while they continue their investigation. And the amount we are talking about here is very humongous, $46 million. And we're talking about 46 bank accounts that are linked to him on his BVN, either by way of deposit or by way of cash transfers. That shows you how corrupt the system is in Nigeria. And what will a minister be doing with 46 bank accounts and having 46 bank accounts linked to him? And this is common to easy to dictate when you look at the threat. Maybe he never thought there would be a day like this. The fellow Oranta actually said, why did they wait for up to now before they can get him arrested? Of course, they have to wait up to now to get him invited or investigated, because you have to investigate this money trail. You have to be sure of what you are investigating. You have to do the background investigations. You don't just jump in and begin to arrest somebody when you don't have a prima facie case of indictment on that person. And I think it is good that they took their time, gathered the evidences, and then begin to interrogate him based on the evidences. And that is how it is done in every civilized country. Not you invite somebody, you don't even have your facts, and you invite that person, and then you keep that person, and they begin investigation. That is an old way of conducting investigation. The Americans will follow you for more than even 15 years, and keep following you until they have everything about you all grounded and rounded up, so that by the time they strike and get you in, the next day you are in court. Before you know it, you are in prison. And so, because the facts are there. And I think that's what the EFCC has done. And I think I commend them for even having the courage to summon their former boss and put him under that kind of serious interrogation and conducting a serious investigation. They should be commended that the courage to see this to the logical and final conclusion, because Nigerians want to know what happened at the end of the day.
It's still a developing story. I believe I will get more of this during the course of time. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presence on the show. Thank you, Barrister Clem Agui, for being here with us, a public affairs analyst, former council chairman in Jikoka local government area of Anambra State. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Also, Mr. Samuel Ranta, thank you for being here. An entrepreneur, author, and a public affairs analyst. It's great having you on the show today. We apologize for the fact that we couldn't get Comrade Ibrahim Momo join the conversation, but I believe he might join the newspaper review, where we'll have Chukwumen Moses return on the white table for the in-depth analysis of the nation of Delhi's on top of the hour, 10 a.m. here on Voice of the People Television. And this is how we can go on today's, this morning on VOP TV. We appreciate the people that make the show come forth, the backroom staff, the director, the sound engineer, the producer of the show, even the ingest guy, the bar managers, and every other person behind the camera. I am Fina Okechukwu. I will continue to tell us to be patriotic, because Nigeria will be great again. I believe so. I so much have the faith that there's no place like home, and I have to, encourage us to be patriotic. Nigeria will pay off sometime.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
Behind every broken desk lies a broken promise. Education shapes the nations. But who is asking the right questions? Introducing Edu Dialogue.